Hello, Chompy. How are we going? Do I
How
have
are
it,
you?
Chompy?
Good.
There we are. Okay,
Hello.
next round of rallies. We
I'm
got
excited.
the married men. Stepped it up apparently since the last game. And La Bomba Prodigios, which
Oh,
I believe is a team from the lower bracket last season. So two teams
gentle.
carrying over, pretty much unchanged, I believe,
Yeah,
since the last
sounds
season.
good. Let's have a look at the married men
Married
team.
men. Uh,
Um,
looks similar. Looks awfully similar
yeah,
from
looks
last
good.
season.
I mean, they came third. Why would you change? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, a top 3 finish is
100%.
always impressive. So I feel like this team had a lot of positives in that late run, with pretty hectic coming in to join the main roster. So,
Yeah.
you know, they were coming into their form
And
late. Why not keep it together?
finishing third and then coming in when there's, as I would say, roster apocalypse going into season 4. You know, it could be a good time to just hold that, like, synergy and just fucking ride it to the moon.
Yeah, it could be important. It's always good to have that you know, your skill on the battleground is only so much. The more important thing is the team chemistry and the mental of the squad. So we'll see if they can hold it together. But you say as
Yeah.
well, this team is also a remaining team.
Yeah. Going on the La Bomba Prodigios. I don't know how to say that
Oh,
word correctly, but I'm assuming that's it.
I love how you're saying it. It's amazing. Keep it up.
Got some returning people from their team last season, I believe, in Aries, Gamer, Efri, and Overdosed on Milo. I'm not sure if the two new people are renames or if they're brand new players. I'm not
Yeah.
100% certain on that, but you
Regardless,
know,
there's a core that they've kept. You know, I kind of argue that if you can keep 3 members from a team, you've got that. Not necessarily the mid jungle support, which is the main core 3 in like inside the game, but if you can keep 3 people, you've got a lot of the base of what you built off of, and those other 2 can kind of work their way in. So, look, I wasn't the biggest watcher of the lower bracket or the upper bracket last season. I kind of had a little hiatus, but the lower bracket especially. I don't know how this team went, but it's good that
I
they've been able to keep together.
do believe they finished last
Ah,
in the lower
excellent.
bracket, but slamming the team together and just at least getting in the relegations. A huge underdog story. Like, imagine if they turn this up and they go crazy. That would
Yeah,
be
look,
insane.
they've had a season of practice. I think it could be helpful, but I think we're about to
It's
hop into the picks and bans here, young
picks and bands,
lads.
yeah. Seems like we're going in. And first pick on the side of married men with the Vamana band straight away.
Yeah, big
Yeah,
flavor of the month.
just annoying to play against in it. Most carries don't really like having to face that thing. Supports don't like having to try and figure out a way to actually peel it.
Yeah, it's a cheeky little flex between solo and jungle, most likely jungle. It's crazy damage. It's got a good shield. They did take away the healing, but he's managed to shine without it. And, you know, I think honestly, he's become just a bit of a flavor of the month. We're kind of seeing this ban all over the place, but yeah, you know, just a safe one. You know, it's hard in these best of ones, especially so early on in the season when OCE's own little meta hasn't really created itself yet. It's kind of safer to just ban these
And
up there gods.
maybe
Speaking
not
of,
knowing what the other team like plays or picks, and this best of one, it's hard to really tell. So you just run the safe stuff.
yeah,
Is
for
probably
sure.
the way to go about it. We do have a new player on the side of La Bomba, Toxic Venom. I don't know if that is Aiton or what's happening, but it seems we have a sub by the looks of it.
Sub. If it is a sub, that's dangerous. These are important games.
These are important games. With the Marty band coming out, that's fairly typical. I would not be seeing that god played a lot throughout the season. Hero,
Yeah, look, he seems to be strong. He seems to be in a good spot. He's got a good flex in ADC and mid. Those kind of ability-based hunters are always really strong to have, and he's the best at it. I think Lath and I briefly touched on it in the last game. His ult is just so effective for staying alive, and when you see the best players use his grass in a really
oh,
effective way, you can get into some pretty cheeky corners,
you could get some
as you would know.
cheeky plays
You've done it to
with
me in
that god
ranked.
in it. I have.
Oh, brutal. But
Hebo and
yeah,
Cirque bands coming out. This is just, I would
this is
dare say, this
standard.
is just typical. This is just typical bands. This is really not. I would have just put down to either team not really knowing what either team plays and just banning out the good stuff, which is which is an effective strategy,
Yeah, I
especially in these
feel
best of
like
one.
you have seen though from last season especially a lot of usually a lot of interest put onto half guy and his kind of god pool. You see people going for those hyper carry farming junglers and things like that, like the Carlies and the Mercury.
I like the Mercury
As
coming
I
out
say
straight
it,
up.
the Mercury
Yeah.
comes in and gets locked in, but maybe the team's not doing their research really. They're like as we said, these teams are returning from last season. So whilst the season has changed and a lot of nerfs and buffs have come in, there is still that that slight research you could have used from last season. You know how half guy plays. You know he goes for these kind of gods, but
Yeah.
when he does first pick the Merc, you do leave open some pretty important
Yeah,
picks like this.
I do like the answers to this. A Merc could have a really rough time diving into carries with a hell around. Shouldn't really be able to get his dash off ever. And with the auras and the attack speed buff he gives, it could be very difficult for a Merc to really be able to dive the backline.
Yeah, definitely. This is a really strong 2 we're seeing. Like tier personally, I don't think he's actually that amazing, but when you see him getting a whole new CC on his ultimate, he's going to get picked up more, he's going to get played more, so this stun is coming into it a lot. And Hell has just been such an amazing pick. Can go mid, but I'd assume it's going to be support. That low nose build with the cloak makes her so strong, and that cleanse is always so powerful to have in your team. Good answer back, though, from
Yep.
the Married Men.
Sononos really just gonna run pressure in this duo side. Probably for free, depending on maybe Rama Izanami Ishtar might be the only thing that might out
Maybe a
pressure it.
Hachi Man as well these days, but I'd say Sononos is still the best out of all of them.
The Merlin coming out straight afterwards also fine pick. I feel could be rough into Merc. Unbeknown ults might destroy the Merlin, but with a hell around, could not matter in the slightest.
Yeah, I think the Odin pick as well, we didn't really talk about. I think it's a good counter to Merc and Sonono, so it's good even though they've already got the tier over there. I doubt they were going to be picking it, but it's also just a good god to get before the second banning phase comes through. So Odin, good power to lock down this hell as well, that healing. Tyr, if he doesn't have his ult as well, becomes a bit of a sitting duck in this. So that cage could be huge to just play off that. Obviously the Merlin can get out, but that slow will chase him now that the ult does damage when you leave it. So I
Yeah.
think just a good pick to get before the second banning phase.
Next band's coming out, Hachi, which I'm assuming on Half Guy's side, they would just be running these top hunters so that there's not really a hunter they can pick into this zone. And Agni Athena.
I don't think a lot of this region is actually very comfortable on playing like Izanami. I feel like she gets ignored a lot. So maybe the Hachi's probably better. Something like a Ram I would have seen over the Houyi. I think Houyi's always kind of got his place, but he's more prominent in the crit meta, which is not the one we're in right now. Obviously, still very strong, but I would have probably preferred seeing a Rama ban or maybe even a Rama pick up here from Red Team. But I mean, Athena and Agni just banning things they don't really want to verse, one from each role. Taunts are annoying, I guess, but you do have the cleanse, and then Agni's super strong, very easy, safe mid laner. So I kind of like the bans on that side.
Picking Thor, I also did like the bans until the Thor got picked. I do like the Thor pick, but I feel banning the Agni if you're wanting Thor is a bit awkward. That might be weirder. I think picking Zeus into a Thor is weird.
Yep.
Very highly punishable. Yeah, he's very confident he's going to be able to survive. Even with, I'm assuming, not too sure yet whether that's Odin support or solo. Still not sure if that's Odin support or solo. Those two can go either way. But even there, I still think this is a rough, real peel for that Zeus if he does get dove on by this Thor. And the Rama pick coming in, as we said.
Yeah, like we said, the Ram gets through. I think that's a lot more of an important pickup than the Houyi. And like you said, the bans were good until he got straight into the picking phase. Thor does punish that, but if he's going to pick Zeus, I mean, you've got something to punish anyway. But Rex is a very safe player, so it will be interesting to see. Honestly, taking names out of it, I think Red Team win this draft.
I also think Red Team have won this draft. Well and known. But seems it's time to. What is it time to do, Chompy?
Throw him back
to the casters. of Abs and Lap.
Hello,
Yeah.
hello.
What
Hello?
is up, guys? Hello. You're joined once again by me, Lath. I brought along my good friend Abs Pro this time. Abs, how are we?
Are doing fantastically tonight. We've cracked open the drinks. We are watching some classic Smite OCL Season 4. I'm excited. I'm excited to be back. I haven't been in this space since Season 2. So I've missed out on quite a bit, including these teams. What are we thinking, Lath, about these two teams, these 10 players here in the OCL? What are your general thoughts about these two teams?
Hold on. Can I just take a second to backtrack to the fact that you're drinking without me? I wasn't told that we were
Hey,
cracking
man.
tins open. What is going on here?
Hey man, they're cracked open. Somehow this can has appeared in front of me, open. I'm not going to say no. Okay, so if there's one that's magically going to float over to your desk right now, open, I suggest that would be a great place to start.
Well, I mean, it's not that far to the fridge. I could probably get up, go grab one before we get into this game, as looks like the cameraman himself is trying to fix a little HUD issue here, but...
We are fixing it up. Laft, if you'd like to go ahead and head over to your fridge, we cannot endorse alcohol and drinking in the stream, so I will not do that. But for yourself, Laft, feel more than welcome to do that. Heading into the game here, camera being fixed up. Wow.
Yeah, hang on, I need to tie my shoe, which is away from the mic. One sec.
Yeah, those shoes can get a little bit pesky, as we've come to know in our OCL games. Camera still being fixed up. No worries. I just want to say to everyone in this chat, how awesome is La Bomba's logo? It looks fantastic. Now we have a few artists around the scene, so props to them for doing all their hard work. There is one man in particular. He is a very important man. We all know him. We all love him. But we will focus on the game at the moment. We are starting, as of right now, the game is starting, counting down from 40. As we see La Bomba already on the map, getting ready. Married Man still getting out of the base. It might be a little bit slow here. Lath, if you're done tying up your shoelace,
Oh, yeah, no.
what are we thinking about these teams?
She's well and truly tied, don't you worry about that. Look, I do think that La Bomba have just come away with this insane... This draft is so good, in my opinion.
I think they're safe. I think that they've picked such safe gods, and why wouldn't you right now? I think you can put the Rama up in the sky, you put Thor up in the sky, you've got a Hell Cleanse. Fantastic.
Yeah, I think this Thor... Something super interesting for me is the fact that the Thor was picked before the Zeus. And Rex still saw this draft and thought, they've got a tier, they've got a Thor. Yeah, I play Zeus here. One of the gods who's, pretty well known for having very, very poor maneuverability, struggles with displacement, and they've got a Thor who's going to be able to dunk so easily, and a tier who's just going to juggle him around.
That's just it. I think it's hard to mess up on a Zeus. Sorry, it's easy to mess up on a Zeus, and it's somewhat easy to mess up on a Mercury, but if you look on the other side, it's not that hard to mess up on a Rama. It's not hard to mess up on... Wow, okay, well that was quick.
Yeah, that is the first blood already. La Bomba get on the board for Season 4 of OCL. It is the Zeus that we're talking about struggling into this comp, and I mean, Merlin's one of those mages who's pretty good at being really aggressive. He's got the capabilities of, flicking into the backline. He's got the various different stances. You're in that what is it? The arcane
Vortex.
stance. The vortex. Able to just pull the Zeus. There's actually so much displacement coming from this La Bomba team.
There is a lot of it. Duo lane being pressured out. This Odin did end up going to the duo lane. Legs had a bit of confusion on whether the RTO was going to here or the duo. It looks like Odin has landed and he's first on. They had the pressure over and left. Married Men, some very famous players for getting pressure, so looking to pressure him out some more. Still just lurking around in the jungle, trying to get what farm they can.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it a couple of times before in previous casts and previous games. This does look like a pretty good Odin game. You've got that Hell, you've got the Merlin. The Merlin Flicker is something that's not too hard to beat out of a Merlin player to use, as He's just
Feeling
kind
big
of
pressure.
burning through half here.
Oh, half guy getting super burned. It's only going to take a hammer or a spin. Overdose on Milo picking that up. That's 2-0 for the Bomba. They've picked this up real quick.
Yeah, maybe a lack of respect from half there as... Oh, hang on a second.
We are getting the Zeus being bullied, exactly like you said, that this sword. Oh my god, he's just picked up 2 kills in a matter of 30 seconds.
Yeah, Milo just kind of takes the kill. I think, as I was saying, I think it's a lack of respect from half. He was in the enemy jungle as a level 3 Mercury. Mercury not fantastic in the early game. And then Rex should know that 2 of the players on the enemy team were right next to him as he walks up 2 wave and takes another spill for it.
We get a blue buff invade. Just a quick spin, and it looks like... Who's picked that up? Looks like Mercury's just picked that up. No worries, easy jungle invade. Good stuff from half guy. He might get pressured out here. Thor is here again. This Thor is having so much pressure in this game right now. Within 3 minutes to get 2 kills. And that's just it. I think he's able to punish this mid lane Zeus as he's already down 2 deaths. We're having a bit of issues with that, but I'm sure they'll be able to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, that blue buff is still around half. Not really in a position to hang around as the blue buff does go down. So blue buff's traded, it seems like, for both teams. Ares Gamer will pick his up, but the difference is that Adler's isn't going to get the chance to pick the enemy blue buff up here. So the lack of that early mana sustain could be a bit of an issue. He has gone Conduit Gem. Not too sure if that's got MP5 in it.
It is a nice way to clear for the Soul Lane. They do need a way to clear. He could be going into famously almost now broken item. Cannon is curious. So see an Odin bow bombing in on left. There's a cage going down. Cernan attacking in, also trying to get some damage. The Rama goes up in the air. Snipes are landing. He will land in some trouble here though. Just missed on the Odin stun. Rama has dash in just a few seconds and he might be out.
No, I think this should be an Odin bomb kill here. As it is, Invictus will clean that one up.
Lovely.
Takes a spill.
Exactly what you should be doing. I think they need Married Men really need to put some pressure on, and it's gonna even happen again. Efri going maybe just a little bit out of position there. Thor dunks down. This Thor's making so much pressure. Just a hammer away. Odin might jump, gets the shield, bird bomb out, and I think Thor has called it quits.
No, he's still got that Berserker's Barrage. He is coming back in. Oh, it's enough.
He's putting in work. I think as he should. He is doing tons of work for La Bomba right now. He needs to put in work right now. If he doesn't, this Mercury will get out of check. Mercury has just finished up his Golden Blade, so he will be a farm monster. Thor still on this left side. Pretty hectic, not paying attention. Just able to get away with his life there. Still staying at the tower there.
No hammer out of Milo there. I'm not too sure. I have to assume that after the time he spent hiding behind that corner, the hammer had come back. He did look like he threw an auto attack. Maybe he's got normal cast on and missed the click. I'm not too sure and just went for an auto instead. Either way, I have to call that a kill dropped. I think if he gets the double tap hammer into the teleport spin with those beads down, PH probably falls.
I'd say he probably does. Thor still looking to farm, doing fantastically in this game. The Zeus also is still getting his XP up in mid lane, doing okay. He's still getting speeds. Bit of a skirmish here in mid. Not too much going to come out of it, I think. Thor walls, Odin comes down, Odin cage comes down. There's a Mercury ult ripping through mid lane, and that's 2 kills for a Married Man.
Yeah, Milo bit off a little bit more than he can chew there. Decided to throw the hammer at point blank distance into an Odin cage. And just really good follow up from Half and from Rex just to drop ults. People can't get out of the cage, and it's just kind of left right good night for the boys on the Bomba.
That's exactly what the Odin wants to be doing, right? Get in, press 4, do what you can, and your team will clean up. And I think that Zeus is going to be a big part of that. The Mercury also was huge in getting those 2 kills just then. Very nice. Forgetting the name of the ult. Laugh. Quiz time.
Which ult?
Mercury.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom, good job. That just slipped my mind, but you will be paid my funds for this week. For that one, good job.
That's what they pay me the big bucks for here at OCL, is just remembering names of abilities. Don't ask me what a single one on Merlin is, though.
What did we say, Vortex?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a couple of names. Vortex, Radiate, Dragonfire, Flicker, Ice Shard, I think, maybe. Sounds
Well,
like
I think
a
you're
great
about
move.
4 for 12 as Zeus getting looked at in mid. There's the beads on Zeus. Going the wrong way. Thor is getting his damage out. Odin has come up, helping. Zeus ult drop, not hitting many. Zeus shell. He might be out. They're still looking in mid lane for this pressure, and Thor's going up in the air.
I have to send this quickly. If he doesn't, Rex falls with a big trades onto Milo.
Just gets out. This is fantastic. There's a lot of skirmishes happening in this game, and I think it might be Overdose and Milo really trying to push for this pressure before this Mercury gets online. They're putting a lot of pressure on Rex to really perform, and they're making him try for it. So good job on Overdose on Milo again, really putting in the pressure of this game.
Gabs, I think one of the things that I just wanted to ask you or at least point out is that this is... Oh no, there's another
Mercury
skirmish.
Sonic Boom running straight down mid, not able to pick up kill unfortunately, but going straight back to farming that Golden Blade really going to help him out.
That was the
Good question.
beads though, out of Chakra Demon on the Merlin. As back to the thing I wanted to point out, that this is you know, La Bomba and Married Men, probably two of the more prominent returning teams, you know, the more consistent lineups from last season. As Married Men obviously keeping their exact roster. I think La Bomba maybe making one change over there, being the ADC, maybe the mid. We do know there are a couple of different names on that team than that the players usually go by in their actual games. But this La Bomba team was bottom of the bottom bracket. You know, Married Men number 3 in the league at the end of finals. So it is kind of interesting to see La Bomba staying on par pretty much with Married Men. 8 minutes into the game, 5 kills each, only 500 gold separating them.
Well, that's just it. I think Overdust and Milo, has really brought back some of this pressure that if he'd played, fortunately not familiar with him, if he played last season, he's really putting the pressure on the Married Men. You know, they were only 600 gold down. Thor made such a huge impact in the early game. As we see a bit of a siege on this left tower, purple being taken. But no, Lath, I think you are. They're really giving it to the Married Men. There are some strong players on that team. Purple buff looking to be dropped. And
Looks
it will
like-
be saved by La Bomba.
Yeah, when it's dull like that for the red team, that means that they got it right. I'm not too sure exactly how they're
Odin Cage comes down. They're looking. Rama goes straight up in the air. Hell falls. Rama, I think he's going to land in some trouble just as he did last time. Merlin able to support him, switches stance into the fire. And it looks like that's going to be it for the Merry Men, unless they look for a bit of a play on the Merlin. Not much happening. Rama backs, and
Oh my.
Merlin just going to escape with a sliver. Quickly backs, and it looks like Gold Fury is going to be picked up by the Merry Men. No one really around to contest this. I think this is their Gold Fury.
Soul lane right now though. That's not at all what I was expecting to happen. Looking at the health bars and oh, Monster's gonna turn it. No way.
My Adler's going huge into Soul Lane. That is not what the Bomber wanted just when the Merry Men pick up a Gold Fury. That is 2 wins on 2 different sides of the map. Absolutely horrid.
I was
Coming
getting
from La Bomba.
absolute flashbacks from last season watching I can't quite remember who it was, a couple of people trying to dive Adlers under his tower and making some pretty spicy plays on the Guan. I saw his health bar go really low. I saw it go into red at one point. That's when I kind of first hit that Soul Lane, and then all of a sudden I see Ares Gamer fall and Overdose falling kind of soon after. But yeah, like you said, not what you want to see after the Married Men get the Gold Fury.
Well, it looks like the Pyromancer will also fall to Married Men. They're starting to run away with this game. Fortunately, that Thor falling in right. Odin bombing in. The cage goes down. Zeus getting his damage out for free, and there goes a hell. Odin might be punished for it. Thor just misses his wall, and he will fall for that kill. Unfortunate. But they did get the Gold Fury. They did get a Pyromancer. I think they're still very happy and laughing at this currently.
Yeah. One thing I do want to point out, might not have noticed in that fight, with that Thor missing that wall, is that it meant that Half couldn't actually come into the fight. He had the Sonic Boom charged up in the Tier 1 tower for the Married Men, but he didn't send it because there was a wall completely blocking him off, so a little inadvertent good play, but a good play nonetheless.
There is a few ways to stop a Mercury, and playing Fortnite, putting up some walls is one of them. So there's a pretty good pickup to pick the Thor into a Mercury. It also helps. Pretty hectic with the pressure on this shield buff that easily he's got the pressure in this lane. Rama just looking to play really safe, going up into the air. He has hit a few snipes from the air, but unfortunately he has almost fallen from all those times he's been pressured in the duo lane. So a lot of pressure coming up from Odin to really match his fourth pressure, as the junglers are kind of even right now. As I said, Half Guy will start to really put the pressure on when he gets his crit online. He has bought the Rage. No stacks as of yet, from what I can tell. But once that's online, it's going to mean trouble for the Bomba.
Yeah, the Bomba maybe just giving up this tier 1 tower. I'm not too sure why Toxic Venom elected to just leave, especially when Efri was on his way over. So they only lose half the health on the tower there. Is something I'm a little bit curious about. We obviously know Married Men, the name I'm assuming is coming from the fact that they were the Merry Men last season. I wonder how many of the boys are actually married. Is this a shout out to the partners? Is this a shout out to
I think it's a shout out to the Odin as he jumps on into the T1 tower in duo lane. Mercury dashes in as well. Well, that, I think, as you said, that T1 tower just almost falling in that last seed, but it might fall now. Hell, on one sliver of health. All the men on Married Men are falling, and there goes the tower, and there goes the hell. Thor going up. What's he losing?
Oh, straight in the back.
Easy
Good
done.
pick up on PH.
Thor still looking to put some pressure on this left lane. Thor beads out. Hammer out. Thor still getting pressure. Zeus coming into the back line, dropping the ult. Merlin here to put the pressure on. Zeus Aegis goes down. And that is Thor right in the middle of all of them. And wow. Half Guy gets out just with a sliver. There's been so many times in this game that we've seen players get out with no less than 50 health. I'm loving it. This is fantastic.
That was a very interesting little engage. I think Milo really trying his best there to get as much as he can out of that.
Rex falls.
Rex decides that he wasn't happy to survive that last fight. Thinks he'll give a little killy over to the other boys.
Toxic Venom just styled on Rex. Gets the kill with the Astral Arrow. Didn't think he'd get it. Goes up to the sky. Realizes he got the kill. Drops right back down. I think that's the equivalent of a teabag.
Yeah. That's the best chance he can get it. Going up and down on the enemy, really showing how he feels about that. Half chasing a little bit hard here. There are some boys around from the Bomba.
It's been non-stop fighting in this game so far. Married Men looking to put some pressure on this Gold Fury. Oracles are picked up. They will have the vision. A lot of grouping going on, a lot of fighting, not as much farming. The Adlers proxying that right tier 2 tower, looking to get ahead until these fights start really happening.
Maybe trying to get himself into this game. He's had a pretty quiet one so far, obviously, except for
Help,
the
port.
kills.
No one in the area for this Gold Fury. We see Toxic Venom backing off. That's a free Oni Fury for the men on the Married Men. Odin Cage dropped in mid. Hell getting pressured by this cage. She really wants to get level 12. Thor going up into the sky. Mercury Sonic Boom crashing straight through that T1 tower in mid. Zeus ult drop.
Oh, Milo.
There is so much going on. Odin just missing stun there. We see Cardio just missing out on that. There's a lot of pressure. Adler's just falling. Maybe a little bit too hard from the Marry Men. A-OK looking to pick up this Pyromancer as a bit of a makeup.
Yeah, look, that was a bit of a rough fight. Once again, it was kind of just Milo going a little bit nuclear there. Has a good dive, just solo kills the Zeus when I think he had a teammate there with him. Manages to wall in Adlers, that way he can't get away. Toxic Venom probably doesn't want to take this trade. PH is in a pretty comfortable position. Full XP online compared to an unstacked Rage inside of Toxic Venom.
Surprised PH didn't want to go for the pressure on that. If he got that kill, it could have been a left Phoenix.
Yeah, especially with the Oni wave coming. Wouldn't have been a horrible idea. I'm surprised not to see him attempt to put him in the pig pen there, to be honest.
Unfortunate, we do like our solo kills in the OCL, so perhaps for another day, PH will have his moment to shine, but he is shining in this game so far. Still a level up. He has nearly a whole extra item over Toxic Venom. We see a gold difference of 2.6k for the Married Men. Those Gold Furies really picking up dividends. Zeus looking to bait the corner, looking for the Oracles, looking like a dash. There's a beads from a Merlin, a Zeus ult dropped, and oh my, Rex is doing so much damage.
Look, that was a good Aegis out of Milo to immune the detonate from Rex, but it meant that he couldn't teleport to his hammer as he's going to the air now.
Zeus
Looking
up.
for an Envelador.
Thor dropping down. 1 health. Half guy will just pick that up with a turnaround 180 Sonic Boom, putting pressure on mid. Ram goes up into the sky. Pretty hectic. Couldn't hide behind the trees. Unfortunate. Ram still putting on the pressure. And I think the Married Men are kind of overstaying on this left-hand side. Not much to really fight for, especially considering that Tier 1 tower up in mid is still standing. A lot of fight, a lot of skirmishing. I think the players are really starting to get their feet in this relegation game of the OCL, so maybe looking to see how the other teams will cope with some of the pressure that they're putting on.
Yeah, look, I have to admit, I'm very impressed with Bomba this game. As we were describing before, Married Men, the third place finishers from Season 3 of OCL, Bomba finished on the bottom of the bottom bracket, so not even able to make it into the finals, and they kind of bring it to them here, you know. There's not really any XP differential at all. There's, you know, Toxic Venom actually has a lead. There's a lead on half in the jungle, but really these are probably, what, half a level on each of them? Gold's only 2.5k, nearly 3k. So yeah, I'm very impressed with the way that Bomba have kind of reacted to what Married Men are trying to do.
Maybe a very different side we see from La Bomba. I think you're right, Laf. Maybe some of the men on the Married Men have been, in fact, married. Maybe reducing their keystroke timing a little bit slower. Maybe they're a little bit slower. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's La Bomba really bringing it to the men. They're only 2k, 3k down at this point. Golf Fury looking to posture. I really want to see them pop some wards down, because it doesn't look like they've had much vision on this Golf Fury side. So hopefully they can pick something up here as they back and return to this Golf Fury. They are looking to put up a fight though.
It looks, Dashing from all time.
Okay, come down. Oh my. Chakra Demon trying to get that damage. Thor going up in the sky. Might look for this Zeus.
Saved by the pound.
Odin hugging him directly. Thor missing that dunk. Still behind the entire Married Men squad. Might look to make a play here. Looking for this key win on the tower, but Thor might escape. There's a dash from Pretty Hectic. Odin looking for the stun. Just misses it. Boys are back. The Bomba trying to support the Thor. Trying to get out. Golf Fury is up, and it looks like Married Men might default back to that. They do have their Adlars here. I think it's a free Golf Fury.
Well, I'm not too happy with what Milo's just done there. I mean, I know that he saw the low health bar on half and elected to try and land on the Mercury, who was pretty far out of range. I think you just send it on the Zeus there. That Zeus has no beads. As long as he doesn't time his Aegis well, that should be a free kill. And I mean, if you land on him and there's an Aegis on him, you just hammer straight out, take the Aegis as a win. Very lucky he doesn't trade his own life for those shenanigans. But I wonder if maybe a couple of these married men did get married in the off season. Maybe the farmers markets with the wives have slowed down those reactions a little bit. Hasn't slowed down PH though.
Has not slowed down PH, has not slowed down their map awareness, looking for these objectives, looking for another fight over this Pyromancer, non-stop fights in this OCL game. Here, looking to make some pressure for this Pyromancer. It's gonna be hard with against Nadio and an Odin, but a lot of skirmishes happening in this game. Pyro being left to the waste, looking to put some pressure on the Zeus, and there goes the Aegis.
Yeah, unfortunately, there goes the beads on Ares Gamer. Milo,
We're going up.
Yeah, looking for the Anvil of Dawn.
I think he might just be looking for some map awareness while they do Pyro. Good job for La Bomba picking up that Pyromancer. I think they played that fantastically, looking for that quickly as Married Men have backed off. Odin Cage drop, looking for safety. Brahma goes up in the air, looking for some Mercury Snipe. He has hit all three from what I can tell. Still looking to pressure out, a lot of fighting in this right jungle. Mercury dashing through Sonic Beam the whole team. Not looking to pick anything up from it, however, and that might be the end of fighting for at least another maybe 5 seconds.
I think that Mercury Sonic Boom actually missed the entire team. I think that they all kind of split apart, and he kind of like, it was like Moses in the Red Sea as Adler's over-censored a little bit. Toxic Venom will pick him up. I don't think he actually hit anyone with that. Maybe Toxic Venom? The beads did go down 18 seconds ago. Could have been him. But he definitely did not on the way through. Don't find anything there.
I think Adler saw what I saw. He saw a huge Mercury dashing through mid, but Maybe he saw the Rex Forever get a kill on Hell very easily after falling mid. A lot of damage on this PH. He falls too.
Oh my god, the double detonate.
Nice. The detonate for Rex. That is nice.
Things you absolutely love to see.
He will fall.
Yeah, that was interesting. Toxic Venom rolls in, steals a kill.
That was 6 gray screens. That was wow.
Look, Abs, I do have to say one thing I have enjoyed watching so far is Invictus playing this Odin. I think he's just pulled the trigger on these ultimates, which is what I want to see. It just every time he's got even just one, maybe 2 people stuck in the cage. You know, there's not a lot of people on the Bomber who can get out. There's the Thor Hammer who a lot of the time has been using it aggressively, and obviously Ares Gamer has the ultimate, that Lawbringer. No Phantom Shells yet. There is a shell on Efri. No one else elected, which means that he's going to be the solo Phantom Shell this game. I really hope he doesn't go the other shell.
I hope not. I think he needs it. I would almost confidently say that his 6 deaths have unfortunately come from the Odin Ring of Spears. So he needs to get that online right now if he wants to stop dying in some of these fights as they're happening. Mercury, Sonic Boom coming right out in the mid. Rama dashed out, getting some support from the Hell, and there's the Odin cage. No shell. Rama stuck in that. He might fall as Odin bird bombs down, just getting out with the skin of his teeth. As I say all of that about Hell, healing a lot for this Odin. So fantastic work.
Yeah, that was what was used for pretty much just the shell on the Bomber, but they still managed to get all Fire Giant characters on Married Men. Do take that, all 5 members.
Oh, landing. PH just getting out with a neat, easy dash. Or maybe meeting a little bit too hard as the Married Man has picked up the Fire Giant. Nice Assault from Rex to confirm that. We can put some pressure on. The Bomber are all grouped up. There goes Toxic Venom. Looking to put some pressure on. Finally, these mid towers. Merlin will probably fall as well. Huge knockup from Merlin to keep him out of safety. He will unfortunately still fall. Rex still putting on some pressure, getting a lot of kills in this game. Odin bird bombing. And there goes the mid tier 2 tower.
Look, yeah, this is a good push from Married Men. They took that Fire Giant, they kind of run with it. The Bomber maybe haven't. That is the bomb, and that, wow, that bird went down quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a mid lane Phoenix, now no longer existent. Less than 40 seconds ago, there were full towers in mid, and now there are none. Married Men really putting on this pressure. As they've gotten Fire Giant, I think they're starting to run away with this game. I put a lot of pressure on Half Guy to really pick up this game. As I said, he would pick up this late game, but I think Rex has put in a lot of work, a lot of damage. 26,000 damage for him in this game, so really putting on the pressure onto the Bomber.
Yeah, Rex taking a couple of spills, but he's making sure each time to just dump all of his damage, and as a Zeus, that's all you really want them to do. Just drop your damage straight away, let them go on, and I think Milo, although he had such a good early game, he's struggling to adapt to this late game now. He's not recognizing the fact that Married Men are grouping up. He's not able just to send it into the backline. He needs his team to be in a position to follow up on him. And I think that was one thing we really just saw in that fire pit. He kind of went in by himself. All the Married Men were there together. You know, loved up, married up, and Milo struggling just a little bit, and Half coming to the point where Mercury's really online. Full build, every single item finished, Rage stack, Deathbringer online, serrated in the pocket. He's going to be slapping.
I think as we saw Overdosed on Milo putting pressure on in the other game, Half Guy's going to do the exact same thing now. And those Sonic Booms have been making an impact, and now that he's got all those items completed, it's going to make even more of an impact. Married Men pushing this right lane at tier 2 as it falls, looking to put some pressure on to the Phoenix. They may see Toxic Venom in left lane pushing that, so they do have an unfair fight. All Married Men looking to put some pressure on this Phoenix. They do see the tier. Tier Blinks gets 2. Sonic Boom rushing through the mid fight. There goes the Odin cage, dropping down. There goes tier. Half Guy will fall from the wall. There goes the right bird. Still looking to put some pressure on this fight, and they might even look for the end map.
Yeah, it is kind of looking that way. Milo's up and down into the back line. He can't use the hammer to get out. No, he just didn't use the hammer at all. Holds onto it, Rex falls. Beautiful little Mjolnir's attunement there. Chakra Demon picks up PH, and Married Men probably just need to run here. They are only 2 alive right now, and they're both tanks. So the Bomber may be able to make a little bit of ground here. As I just realized, Toxic Venom wasn't in this fight. He's taken a Phoenix in there.
The most important Phoenix, furthest away from the Fire Giant. Odin will try and get away. I think he will unfortunately be picked up as he bird bombs. Really biding some time. There goes the blink as well. That left Phoenix has dropped as well. Venom buying so much time. He might even be able to get out if he's able to continue at this pace.
This is absolutely troll. I don't know what Efri's doing here. Efri is not needed in this. Overdose, if they're going to get this kill, Overdose can get it by himself. He should have just let Milo go and just gone and tanked a middle Phoenix or something. Venom was in the area. He could have moved straight to mid and just had Efri tank. So I think that's probably a bit of an oversight. Chasing kills, more of a casual mentality there, in my opinion. As yeah, I think that's a really bad play from the Bomber after such a good defense, cleaning up all the carries of Married Men and then having, you know, a good 30-40 seconds to clear the map, and they instead decide to send 2 people chasing an Odin through duo lane.
I think that's it. I think, you know, you really want to put the pressure on after you've just lost a bird. So I don't put it past Overdose and Mai for trying to pick up that kill. Invictus still down for another 10 seconds. So maybe they wanted to put some pressure on this Fire Giant. Doesn't look like they have it yet. They are putting some wards down for Bomba. So trying to match his pressure from Married Men. But I'd be so scared of what this Zeus can throw over a wall. Adler's teleporting to Fire Giant. I don't really see the Bomber walking too much further past this. And we're putting on the pressure, trying to drive him out. Tough guy looking for this mid Phoenix as well. He might just pick it up as the rest of his Married Men pick up the Fire Giant.
He has been spotted by Toxic Venom, and the second that they realize,
The Thor dunk, Zeus ult, La Bomba take away the Fire Giant. Rex will pick up Ares Gamer though. Sonic Boom dashes back down to the right hand side of the Fire Giant. Half guy picking up the rest of those kills. 3 down on a Bomber. They do pick up the Fire Giant, but it might cost them the game. That left Phoenix for Married Men. Not pushing much further than those minions there, but might be Married Men trying to get some pressure on this mid.
how did Chakra Demon end up at the back camps of Married Men there? What happened for him to end up on the complete opposite side of the map of his team? I was like, oh yeah, I thought maybe that was Ares game. I thought that was the tier in the back line, and suddenly realized, no, that's a Mel.
It's a Merlin.
Yeah,
Maybe looking for some farm.
Yeah, maybe he spotted the back camps up and thought he'd just sneaky run in and just steal those before taking that spill there. Milo does still have the Fire Giant on him. I'd argue probably the most important player right now to have is Middle Phoenix does fall, and
Odin blink. That mid bird will fall. Odin is still in that back line. Aegis, I believe. Toxic Venom, he will fall anyway. Ares Gamer trying to put some pressure on for Rex. A lot of pressure being put on, and it looks like Hell will fall too. Thor up in the air, might look to secure the kill. He will dunk down in his Titan room for safety.
Yeah, electing against going in, which I think is the right call here. If he goes in and dies, it's probably GG. I don't think Ares Gamer and Chakra Demon defend the Titan at this point. So, you know, it sucks to see, you know, the Dawn not exactly used, but better to see him stay alive as...
Ares Gamer.
That is absolutely criminal out of Ares Gamer right there.
That is a bit criminal. We saw Rex half health him with an easy combo. He will fall. Charging the ult with his left bird, and he will land Sonic very much Chakra Demon. He will fall down. Full of Bomba. Don't think it'll be game though. 2 more coming up. Rama has spawned. Hell will spawn in 1 second as the Titan falls to half. Rex forever. Really dropping their ult down, and there goes the Titan. That is textbook at the end of the game there. Well done from the Married Men.
Oh god, I'm so annoyed at Ares Gamer right now. He just threw his life away there, leaving Chakra Demon alone to try and defend the bird into a lane. Obviously doesn't work out for him. But yeah, really, really good early game from the Bomber. They were looking so good to start, especially Milo himself. Unfortunately for them, of course, Married Men do end up picking it up late game. Rex ends up just dropping damage as you would expect on the Zeus, and half getting the crit online.
Yeah, I've got to give it to Overdose and Milo. I think he did fantastically in that early game. I really want to see them win their next game. I'd love to see them in the OCL with some of that early game things they were able to do. Congrats to Married Men for picking up that game, but I also do have to give some congratulations to the Bomber for playing as well as they did. I think that they can really bring some stuff to the OCL.
Absolutely, and luckily for La Bomba, they've still got 2 more chances to get into the league. They will drop down into round 2 of relegations. From there, they will face... we're not sure, actually, because we haven't seen it yet. But they will face another team, and then, they'll either get in from that, or if they lose that one, they will have a 3rd and final chance to make it into the league. So it's not all over for them. It's not curtains for La Bomba. Keep your eyes peeled, and we'll see how they go. But Abs, that's it for you and me. We're going to throw it back.
Hey, man, I think we start throwing it back. Let's do it.
Oh, hello. We're
Hi.
back, Chompy.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was a good game. That was a very good game.
It was. Milo, just a hopeless romantic all his life, surrounded by the married men couple all the time. I guess you should take it as a sign,
Great reference there.
I'm kidding.
Uh,
Actually, though,
sure.
I think Milo's amazing this game. He's taking the plaudits for
pumped.
me. I think, Married Men did pull it out, but there was actually a lot of stuff to maybe work on potentially. A lot of things we weren't expecting. This game probably didn't go the way that was planned. 30 minutes, a long time there. They held on very well with on the back of Thor there.
Yeah, very good signs. It's like,
And,
think about it. The last placing team in the lower bracket of last season just took the 3rd place team to a 30-minute game and kept it competitive.
yeah,
Like,
it was really
if that's
good.
not signs of improvement, I don't know what is.
There are, yeah, definitely. I think there is still things to work on. Merlin was not a fan of using his relics. I did notice. That could help him out, and Tier as well at the end. They're going for that ward money was a bit greedy, but they're all things that can be improved on and practiced on. I think the team has some good cohesion and chemistry going along, so you have that backing there. Like, once again, I don't really see them. I can see them, being a good team to maybe pull it out in these relegations. I think there's a lot of positive signs there. But
I do believe if we can get the schedule back up, I do believe they will. Let me try and work this out for a sec. So match 2 loser faces match 3 losers. So they face the loser of Crimson Knights and Biogravity Finance, which I do believe is the game we are going on to next. It would also be a great game. If we can get into the Crimson either teams leagues, we got the Crimson Knights up
I had
first.
more to talk about on the last